So guys, we have arrived in my hometown, Chicago, Chi-Town, boom, boom, boom. And the first place we go, I take them to a Black-owned restaurant called Jerk Villa. She got on no stockings and a dress.
With
she thought it was still gonna be 85.
Yeah, it's the Cankle capital.
No, really? In Chicago?
Yeah,
are you guys serious?
They got pregnant ankles here. Yeah, man.
Are you serious? I didn't know that. I only have one friend with cankles. She cute though.
Okay, yeah. Alicia Keys has cankles.
She does?
Yeah.
That is very surprising.
Yeah.
So we arrived back at the hotel and we're going to get fly. Shit, we've been out all day. It's time to get clean so we can hit the scene, but my girl's gonna come see me first. So we get to this Black-owned skating rink in Chicago called The Rink. I practically live there. Like, I own property there. I'm always there. I'm so excited to get them on the wood. Like, I love this. I do this for fun. I do it for stress relief. I do it for all type of reasons. And I just wanted Layla and Tariq to experience it, even though they can't skate.
First of all, I'm gonna say my girl Bree was getting it on them skates. I was in shock. She was doing the damn thing. I think I did okay because I haven't skated in since 1981. So I think I did okay.
So I'm at the skating rink. We're having a good time at the skating rink. Bree's doing her thing. She's doing pirouettes all on the skating ring. Like she's in the ice capades, and I'm over here like Herman fucking Munster, stiff as hell. My gout acting up. I'm skating like Al Sharpton. So I'm struggling over here, but we're still having a good time though.
So today we're going to the Original Soul vegetarian restaurant. You know, vegan could be hit or miss, but we heard some really good things about this place.
Welcome, brother. This is our restaurant. My mother and father started this 35 years ago.
Okay.
It was a necessity. They became vegans, personal choice and spiritual reasons, but they looked in their community, being in the south side of Chicago, there was no place for vegans to eat. So they said, hey, let's make a place so we can eat at least for ourselves, and by proxy, we can be able to feed the community.
Oh, perfect.
And so that's what spawned this idea.
Okay.
And now, 35 years later, me, and my brother, and my sister, we run it. And this is our juice bar.
Okay.
This is the juice bar side of our restaurant where we sell all vegan, live, raw items. We do specialty items as far as fruit drinks, wheatgrass, ice creams. Then we have a hot bar where people are like on the go. They can come make their macaroni, get their beans, their protein, or different eggplant.
Who comes up with the recipes?
Well, it's family recipes.
Okay.
And other outside people also contributed over the years. But we've been doing it, like I said, for 35 years, so we kind of got everything down packed. You know, some things we've been doing, and some things we've been experimenting. We come up with new ideas, try to keep it fresh, of course. See, a lot of deterrent, especially for our people, is that the food don't taste right. So if you get the right seasons, you put the right love in it, and especially our soul food, you put a vegan touch to it, you're gonna love it.
How important do you think it is for our community to learn how to eat correctly and eat more healthy?
I think it's a necessity because the key to having any financial stability, mental stability goes with physical stability. Because you can't make no money, you can't do anything if you can't get out the bed. And health is your wealth.
Absolutely.
So if you don't know how to feed your body properly, you're never going to be able to do the necessary things it takes to be a successful man and woman in this planet.
So here at the vegan restaurant, man, the food is off the chain. For vegan food, I've never tasted vegan food that tasted this good. Every time I hear about a vegan soul food spot, it's always some janky hit or miss thing, but this is hitting all the way. I've never had vegan soul food like this.
The spread that they laid out for us, I felt like it was like Thanksgiving dinner. It wasn't chicken, but it definitely looked like chicken drumsticks. There were vegetarian-looking burgers, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes. There were all kind of cakes, pies, desserts. It looked like your grandma's Thanksgiving dinner spread with all the pork and all of that stuff, and everything was like vegan and vegetarian. And if I didn't know we were at a vegan or vegetarian restaurant, I wouldn't have thought twice. It was amazing.
This food was so amazing. They literally had, it was like a Thanksgiving feast. It looked like real macaroni and cheese. It looked like real chicken. It looked like real cakes and pies made with flour and cheese, but it really wasn't. It tasted just like it. I don't know how they did it. All I know is I'll fly back next week just to go to that place. That place is great. I will move to Chicago to go there.
So the next place we're going to is a place called the Culture Connection. Now this is a bookstore, an incense shop, a body oil shop. They sell all types of African essentials, and they've sold a lot of my products, like my books and my movies and DVDs over the years. So I have a real good relationship with the brothers and sisters here at the shop.
Here today at Cultural Connections with Justice. How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for having us. We got Layla in the building finally.
How you doing, Layla?
Hey,
Okay.
Bree City.
I know, right?
Chi-Town.
I know,
Right.
to the death of us. But I just, like, what prompted you to open your own business on the south side of Chicago?
Okay, south side of Chicago. Well, prior to this, this was my father's hardware store.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, when he closed it up, you know, we decided to put something here. Then I'm a Chicago public school teacher where I was then for 14 years, so I taught history. So, you know, I said, okay, let's open up something that wasn't too far away from what I was already into, you know, history and culture. So,
okay,
you know, that's what we are.
But from the hardware store, what made you transition into these products?
You know, the response was we only got foreigners who wanted to put, you know, foreign grocery store here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we see those all through the hood.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I thought about it for a minute and said, you know, let's put something there that's going to promote, you know, positivity, you know, in the African American community. Mm-hmm. You know, through media, cultural apparel, you know, or artwork like you see on the wall, you know, so film. So that's where we are. So, you know, in this neighborhood from, let's say, the Dan Ryan Expressway to Halsted, that's about what, maybe almost a mile, 6 blocks. There may be only 2 black-owned businesses.
Yeah,
and maybe,
you telling the truth.
You know, and maybe a good 12 to 15 businesses of other nationalities in a predominantly black neighborhood.
Community, exactly.
Right. So,
Just as I noticed out here in Chicago, a lot of people are almost low-key about letting people know that they have a black-owned business, because we try to contact certain people, and it's like, you know, almost a hush-hush type of thing for the people who do actually own businesses. Do you think there's some kind of fear that certain black businesses have if they let themselves be known as a black business, that they'll be targeted or something? What's that energy about?
yes, I think there's a subconscious type of fear. Because this is a very political oriented city. You know, it's very it's neighborhood by neighborhood. We have you know, African Americans in this community, Caucasians or whites in that community. You know, so it's very segregated.
Really?
So there may be a fear here about, you know, in regards to being targeted from, you know, certain politicians who may have other agendas or other ethnic groups. So, you know,
You made a very good point, because we were discussing that. We literally have been getting so much pushback and then other cities were very welcoming and like come over here or showing us to different places, and here we've been like, oh, it's real hush hush. And now that you said that, like the political stance and different businesses having that little fear or that block up,
Right.
And it's just weird, you know?
It's very weird.
I've known black businesses out here. They used to hit me up. Like it was one brother who owned like a restaurant. It was in like a white part of town, I think. But he would get, you know, noise ordinances. They would hit him with fines and liquor license. They would always mess with his license.
Right.
So do they do? Is that kind of a known thing? They try to mess with you with bureaucracy.
I would say in certain neighborhoods.
Okay.
You know, if you're up on the north side, possibly, where the dynamic of the demographic is different. But you know, in predominantly African American neighborhoods, we don't really have that issue. But you know, you might have extra presence of inspectors or law enforcement, police officers who might every now and then pull customers over because of the police presence in our community. So, but overall, it's been pretty good. You know, no problems.
So the next place we're going is a juice bar in downtown Chicago. It's black owned and it's called Fouvet Express Juicery. And this one is a little special to me because one of my homegirls opened it and we've been knowing each other since we were like 8 or 9 years old. And I'm so proud of her and I can't wait to show this off. Okay, and we are here at Fouvet Express Juicery on Wabash and Roosevelt with Dominique Dunn, the owner. Hi, everybody. Hey, girl.
Hey, look, you girl.
Okay, so y'all don't know this, but me and Dominique been down since we were like 8 years old.
A long time.
Yeah, so this is my homegirl, and she came and opened up her own
Oh, congratulations.
juicery in Chicago.
Yay.
She actually has 2 locations. This is the flagship right now, but we really wanted to know like what prompted you to start your own business as a young black owner.
So what started me? So really quickly, I was in the fashion industry, living in New York, and I basically lived out of a suitcase always up in the air. And I wasn't sick, but I just realized that I wasn't like my vital health. You know, I didn't have energy, my mood swings would change. And I'm like, I'm young. Why am I feeling like this? You know, why is my mood like this? Why don't I have energy? So my partner who started Fouvet with me, he basically was like, I think it's what we're putting in our body or what we're not putting in our body. And we just started researching and everything just led back to whatever you eat or drink could either fight disease or cause disease. And from that moment on, I knew the next chapter in my life was doing something different to help myself and to help, you know, my community and my people.
Do you see you face any challenges being a young black owner on a street like this? Because I'm sure there isn't a lot of other black owners on this street.
It's not, but I found that especially like in the juicing world, if you are often offering something that's authentic and it's real and it's good, it really doesn't have a color, because in this day and age we're living, I mean, people know sickness is all about what we're putting in our bodies. So I feel like, again, if they come in here and they see what I'm offering and they taste it, then they're like, I don't really care who owns it, you know. So thank goodness, you know, I've been blessed where I really haven't. Obviously, I've had a few people come in and they was like, you know, is it black owned, and you know, asking those questions. But I feel like if you have to ask, then
Right.
Right.
You don't need to be in here.
exactly, like
Yeah.
you should just be going off my product. But
Right.
health
Proud of
is
you.
wealth, because without your health, you have no wealth on
Yes.
any level.
You better tell them. I love you.
Love you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. You all keep doing what y'all doing.
Thank
Okay.
So I ran out of clothes traveling in Chicago. We've been touring and I done ran out of clean pants, and I'm not trying to turn pants inside out and wash them in sinks and shit. So we stopped at this place called Success. It's a black-owned clothing store, and they got some real nice stuff in here, but I'm tall as hell, so it's difficult for me to find stuff that fit me. So I want to find something fly, nothing like no skinny jeans, but I don't want no big cowboy Michael Jordan jeans. So I gotta find something right in the middle for tall players such as myself.
How that look? It feel funny. I don't like the feel of it. How this look, Bree? Bree, tell me the truth.
I'm gonna tell you this.
How it look? This thing is hugging all up on me.
No, it looks a little moist.
It looks definitely
I mean, it's different than what you be wearing when you be spitting that knowledge, you know. I'm saying, you know, I'm gonna tell you, bro, they let the cat out the bag. I was trying to put your name with your face.
Oh yeah.
I applaud you. I appreciate it.
Just, yeah, if I sag.
Nah. No, it ain't gonna work.
No, you can't do the sag, bro. You can't do the sag.
Yeah, I'm too old to be sagging. I got bills.
You know what? It's not skinny enough at the
At the bottom, that's what it is. And he kind of has that Michael Jordan thing where he be wearing off courts.
Yeah, like you part of
Something with a more tapered bottom.
Yeah, a little slimmer on the bottom.
That'd be going up. You're a tall brother.
Yes.
Versus when I see the videos.
Yeah.
Step in the name of love.
Yeah, I don't like that
Shit
shit.
works for me.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Step Tariq.
No, I'm just saying that.
Stepping free.
Hey, yeah, you can wait on stepping.
Then them old niggas be flipping it out.
I think these take. No, you
gotta kick one of the heels up.
I think these are tapers. What you think?
Okay.
So next we're gonna go to the South Loop Hotel, which is one of the very few Black-owned hotels in the country.
Oh my God, Lay, guess what?
What? Lord, I don't like
I got a surprise for you.
what?
Okay, so you know how you said you wanted to get out here some more? I got a blind date for you. But, okay, right. He fine though, like, trust me when I tell you he fine.
He got all his teeth?
Yeah, he got all his damn
Is he
teeth,
tall?
and he work out, and he's tall, and he smell good,
Okay.
and I got you.
So how do you know him?
I met him through one of my homeboys. He is a promoter.
Okay.
Yeah, but he always be with like their cousins or whatever. But he cool. Like he don't never be in no drama. I don't never see him with a whole lot of bitches.
What does he do? Like I don't
I don't know. I mean, you know, I ain't getting his business like that. Yeah,
Okay.
but I got you, boo.
All right, I'm gonna try it. I don't, Bree. I swear to God.
I'm telling you, I got you.
If he
Trust
look
me.
like some shit out of fucking.
I wouldn't dare do you like that. He
Bush.
fine. He fine. Because
right.
if I wasn't hooking him up with you, I might be looking at his.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, we'll see if he's cool. So now I'm about to go on this blind date that Bree set me up on. So I don't want to have to kill this girl. I hope it's good. Oh, hi. How you doing? Hi. Hi. You hug. How are you?
All right.
Hi. You're Mike.
Yes.
How you doing? Mike. I'm Layla.
Layla.
I'm Bree's friend.
Hey,
What she told you about,
yeah. She definitely did.
I hate to ask the resume question, but
Oh.
what do you like? What do you do for a living? I guess That's-
Construction.
Construction.
Yeah,
Okay.
We have and sell houses.
Oh, that's nice. All right. All right.
Yeah.
How'd you get into? Oh, with me?
Yeah.
I'm into journalism.
Okay.
Yes, I do like journalism stuff. Been doing
cool.
that radio. Been doing that for a long.
Podcast?
Yep, podcast.
That's dope. That's
Been
dope.
doing work Sirius XM, a lot of radio stations.
Okay,
So
okay,
Been doing that
okay.
a long time. You got all your teeth. That's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah, got to. Got to. Mom kept me.
Okay, that's good. So you have no girlfriend or nothing?
Nah.
You ain't got no girlfriend?
Nah.
Okay, now
cold
niggas
chillin'
be
right now.
lying. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
no
they do.
good.
Yeah, they
but
do.
you don't.
But one thing for sure, two things for certain, lying don't get you nowhere.
It's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? So I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I keep it 100 out the gate. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So nah, I'm chilling right now.
Okay, so after the date, I was feeling very excited actually. He had really nice eyes. He had a great personality. He was very sexy. He was very calm. I liked his energy. I felt like we had a lot in common. He had some sense about himself. He appeared to have some great sense about himself, and we were vibing. So I really enjoyed the date. It's just we don't live in the same city, so I thought that was make things a little complicated. But other than that, yeah, he was a great guy.
So the next place we're headed is the meet and greet, and it's being held at a Black-owned clothing store called Addison and Clark on the south side of Chicago. This place is also kind of special to me too. The guy that owns it, we grew up skating together, so there's a really good connect there. He's new to fashion as far as having a store, and I'm excited to show his store off as well.
Man, I'm right here with my man Blake. at Addison and Clark out here in Chicago. Man, how you doing, Lake?
Man, I'm good.
Okay, now what made you want to get a clothing line out here in the heart of Chicago?
You know what? I've always been into fashion since a kid. You know what I mean? I'm talking about since grammar school, high school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A couple of my peers have lines like Fashion Geek, Fly.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, big brands that's here in Chicago, whatever. So that they just kind of inspired me to kind of branch off and do it myself, just me and my brother.
How important do you think it is for black business people to have businesses in Chicago to show a different side of the city? Because we hear so many negative things about Chicago, but we don't see people like you.
Yeah.
How important do you think that is to showcase what you're doing?
I think it's important for the culture.
Yeah.
I think it's important for the culture because it's kind of like, it kind of puts us in a positive light.
Yeah.
And it kind of inspires the youth, and the youth is really what matters because the youth is the future. I mean, me and you, we're going to lead this place pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Not pretty soon.
Yeah, not
You know
too
what I'm
soon.
saying? Not too soon, but at some point, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no
So that's pretty much my goal right now is just to inspire the youth, you know what I mean? Just to kind of like break what we've seen generation after generation after generation.
The meet and greet in Chicago was so exciting to me because everybody was like really, really upbeat. And the best part about it was I got to meet Bree's mama and daddy. And I love her parents. They're really, really sweet people. And I got to meet like a lot of her friends. So that was cool. I loved Chicago. I just love the energy out there. That's like one of my favorite cities right now.
The meet and greet in Chicago was off the chain. We had a great time. I met Bree's parents. Bree's dad is a player from the fucking Himalayas. I love Bree's dad. He had pimp juice seeping off his body. I loved him. We hit it off right away. But we really enjoyed Chicago. The vibe was great. The family came out. And I always loved Chicago. I got my start with brothers and sisters in Chicago. They were the first people to buy my books. So I've always had a lot of love for Chicago. And we had a great time. We gotta come back here to do some more stuff.
The meet and greet in Chicago. My parents acted a fool when they saw Tariq. Like, my mom is so starstruck. I was so embarrassed, but she's the cutest. She really loved, like, she saw him and was like, oh my God, Tariq. I'm like, hey, your daughter's here. But a lot of people came out and supported. I really wasn't expecting that because Chicago can be kind of funny. Like, y'all funny style. We don't really mess with a whole lot of people, but for their own people, they came out, they rocked with us. It was really cool. Good times.